Good morning, NENA attendees. I'm Conrad Weaver here with the PTSD911 Documentary. First, I want to apologize that I can't be there in person with you in Louisville, but I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to speak with you today for a few minutes. For the past 2.5 years, I've been working all over the country to tell the story about PTSD and how it impacts first responders. And today, I want to share with you why this project is so important. You know, all my life, I've been a fan of listening to the scanner. I suppose I get this from my grandmother, who always had the scanner on whenever we would visit. There's just something about knowing what's going on in the community that has been ingrained in me since I was a kid. And so I'm especially proud that our film, PTSD 911, will include the stories from 911 professionals like yourselves. Your story is mostly unknown. We can all see the police, the firefighters, and the medics when they show up, but your important work goes mostly unseen. Well, I want you to know that I see you. You truly are the first responders. And soon after I began working on the film, I was talking with the president of our local fire company, and who, by the way, I believe is in the audience. It's a huge shout out to Tom and all the 911 communicators from Frederick County, Maryland. So Tom asked me if I had considered including 911 professionals in the film, and I had not. But he said, you know, I've been a dispatcher, and the impact of trauma is very real for all of us. And it was because of that conversation that we decided that this is such an important piece of the first responder story, and we must include your story in our film. So today I want to show you a 3.5-minute clip from the film, which some of you have probably seen it, but then I want to talk to you about why this film is so important.
I went to a really dark place in my mind where suicide became an option. I was going through a divorce. I had lost a lot of relationships with people, and I was isolating.
While I was trying to heal from the traumas that had put me in the position that I was in, I suddenly lost all the support of all the guys I worked with.
Yeah, shots fired. Shots fired on both the roof. Start EMS.
I felt guilty that he died.
About 15 minutes in, I'm just listening, and all you can hear is just people screaming. I was only 2 years into my career with Boston at this point.
I was so hypervigilant, and I couldn't shut my brain off.
They told me that I had PTSD and that they would give me some pills that would basically remove me from my feelings.
First responders are the toughest of the tough. They're the strongest of the strong, the most resilient people in our society. And they heroically sign up for these very, very difficult jobs in which, as a society, we outsource all of our trauma to them.
I remember the moment I was like, okay, I was up all night. It was just trauma after trauma after trauma. You know, the novelty of the job wore off really quick.
I couldn't think of how to get help without ruining my job.
There's a stigma in the profession that creates a barrier, a stigma in their agencies that prevents them from getting the help they need.
I didn't have somebody to talk to. I didn't have somebody that understood.
There was a part of me that said, okay, pick up the phone, call this person. This is how you're gonna get yourself out of this skillfully and safely.
I look back at that period of my life, and I just felt so completely, utterly isolated.
My ego wants to stop me from doing that. It wants to tell me, you got this. You don't need to let anybody know that this is going on.
And that's why I didn't know where to turn, and I beat myself up because I thought, I am such a mess, and I'm the only one.
I have 4 years till retirement, and I gotta be okay, and I gotta make it.
Right now, our profession is being challenged. We're going through a really, really difficult season. There's no time like the present where officer wellness has to be your #1 priority. We have to do a better job as leadership in our profession to understand that is what we're dealing with, people. And I think it's really important that that is our number one resource, and that it has to be our number one priority moving forward if we want to change this profession.
We're just coming into our second year now of really teaching structured training in wellness, mental health to the Firefighter Academy. Okay, I'm open to trying something different. If you'd told me 4 years ago or 3 years ago I was doing yoga, I'd have laughed in your face. If I could plant seeds throughout the state of wellness, it'll get out there and start permeating and changing the culture.
Man, it's so much better when you have really amazing people in your life that you can walk through this stuff with. You don't have to do it alone.
I have 3 reasons why this film project is important. First, we must raise awareness. Most civilians like me have no idea what you really do and how that impacts your life. I know I didn't understand this before I started working on the film. Raising awareness about this issue is so important because if the general public doesn't know about it, there will not be any movement to change things or to provide more and better resources and training for first responders when it comes to wellness. You know, as human beings, we begin to have more empathy for people when we can better understand their situation. And when we have empathy for someone, we're more likely to be motivated to take action and to help. And the second reason this film project is so important is that we must break the stigma of asking for help. Most of us, myself included, don't like to ask for help for ourselves. And we know that first responders are the helpers. You are the ones who are helping others on their worst day. But who helps you on your worst day? We want the stories we tell in this film to help first responders know that you are not alone. There is help available, and raising your hand to ask for help is not a sign of weakness, but rather, in my opinion, it's a sign of strength. No one can do this on your own. You as a communicator wouldn't think about running your call center on your own. I'm sure some of you have probably had to do that. But why should you go through the struggles on your own? We know that it's not always pretty. Life can get pretty messy. And yeah, we're all messed up in one way or another. And all of us need help from time to time, including filmmakers like me. I think it was Mr. Rogers' mom who said, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping." So I'm asking you to look for the helpers within your agency. There are people who are helping. You just have to look for them and ask. But whatever you do, don't do it alone. There is someone wanting the opportunity to help. The third reason this film is so important is that there must be changes made in agencies. If we expect our first responders to be healthy and productive and work their entire career, then agencies must do what is necessary to create an environment that encourages wellness. You ask any bean counter, it's always less expensive to prevent problems than to fix them. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And in fact, often these two impact each other. Leaders within agencies must make it possible for you to be healthy in all areas of your life, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. How can you help others effectively when you're not taking care of yourself? So if we can inspire change in agencies with this film, then I think we'll have a successful project. So a quick, brief update on the project. We're about finished with production on the film, and we're going into post-production and editing in the next month or two. And we plan on premiering the film in Washington, D.C. on October 28th, which is National First Responder Day. And then we're hosting premieres in Dallas and in Southern California, as well as other places. Following that, we're encouraging you to bring this film to your community. And on our website, there is a form that you can fill out requesting information about hosting a screening event in your city. We'd love to come to your area and bring this film. We'll also be hosting an online streaming premiere, and we'll be making it available for a small fee to first responder agencies and individuals as well. And we're working with the International Critical Incident Stress Foundation and others to develop an educational toolkit that your agency can purchase for training and more. I'm putting a QR code up on the screen, so please scan this and it will take you right to our website when you learn more, where you can learn more about the project and you can fill out the form for more information about hosting a screening event. Finally, I want you to know that your work is not unnoticed. Your sacrifice is not unseen. You carry the traumas of the world on your shoulders, and we are listening. There are those of us who are watching and cheering you on from the sidelines. You are a vital part of our communities, and we want you to be healthy and have a long and productive career. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for this opportunity to be with you today, and God bless you.